Research for program development. If education for population and population studies are to be developing, research is critical. And so, research has started, but the data is still not there. By the time the publications happen and the data is out, it will be some time. Because remember, to study population, you cannot do something in 3 months or something even in a year. Population studies tend to be longitudinal. They drag over 2, 3, 4 years, and therefore the results are delayed. So we will have to wait to see what results these studies show. And 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line, maybe we will be able to make informed, data-driven decisions, which we cannot make today, and therefore then develop better the population education programs that could be taught in schools, colleges, universities, and institutions. Although it is recognized that program development cannot always wait for research results, we can't always wait 3, 4, 5 years before we change or modify anything. So, like-minded people, educated people with a common resource should get together, look, revise, modify at least once a year, annually, look at this year, this is what we tried to teach, get feedback from the classroom teacher, what worked, what didn't work, how we can make this better, improve this for next year. At least we can make short-range, short-term changes for better development of the population education program in our schools. These then can be applied rationally and systematically, because the decision to change, to modify, to adapt does not come from one individual or two individuals who've never been in a classroom and taught this. The decision comes from feedback given from teachers who have actually tried to teach that curriculum in their classrooms. Systematic research investigations that might survey, for example, the relevant literature concerning the nature of the learner and his learning context. Now, this comes from a link in psychology. How students learn, how they learn best, why some students take more time to learn, that's what this is. That's the psychological connection with population education and psychology. Once we understand how learners learn and why some learners learn faster and better, some learners need more time, I think teachers can make adjustments in their teaching schedules. Basic research, on the other hand, studies that might indicate, for example, how learners acquire population-related concepts in a variety of settings. How does a student learn about population education in the classroom, on the playground, at home, interactions in the marketplace with family and friends? All these are learning sources, and students learn from multiple learning sources, not just the classroom. That basic research is also important to note. Program research investigation that might establish, for example, the comparative efficiency of different strategies in reaching particular objectives. So you want to do a comparative study, students in this context versus students in that context. Students learning in a rural school versus learning in an urban school. Students learning in an Urdu medium institution versus students learning in an English medium institution. They're not going to learn the same way. So what does the teacher do? How does a teacher adapt for one situation, and how does another teacher adapt for another situation elsewhere? These are critical things to look at and focus on. The continued absence of research findings in these areas appears to be one of the major barriers to the further progress in the conceptual and methodological development of population education. Again, I'm reiterating the fact that population education is a new area of study. We don't have enough research done. We don't have much research done. Research that is done also is not all published, so all data is not there. We don't have everything to support why we are including something or why we are teaching something in a particular manner. This will take time. Till that time, till we can get more data evidence to support or refute our findings, the teacher will have to be responsible for using his or her discretion, his or her perception, his or her wisdom and better judgment in deciding what to teach and how to teach it in this new discipline.